and it's Wicked Weekend.
It's wicked,
So,
baby.
that's gonna be fun for you, isn't
V
it?
very fun for me.
Very
Gonna
fun for
be
you.
very busy.
Very. I imagine this is probably in the episode already, right? We're in it.
I didn't think so yet. I thought we were
Okay.
still
Oh,
just in the
okay.
talking
Okay.
bit,
I'll,
but you
I'll,
you by saying that you make it the episode. You know that, right?
shit. Fuck.
Welcome
Shit
to
and
the
fuck.
episode, everybody. We're talking
Hi,
about
everybody.
fucking Tech War.
We're talking about Tech War, the original movie, also known as Tech War, the movie, also known as Tech War. What a time.
What a
I'm I'm not
what
sorry. No, I was gonna say I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not sorry for bringing Tech War to us, but I get the feeling based on some previous movies we've talked about that you probably didn't like this one.
I will say. It sits in this spot like right in between Net Force and Anonymous Rex.
Yeah, this is what I wanted Net Force to be. This is kind of exactly what I wanted Net Force to be. I thought that a lot watching this.
Yeah, like this is definitely like everything you wanted it to be, but it's kind of nothing.
It's everything you were afraid it would be.
I was going to continue after it was nothing, but no, it's just nothing.
Yeah,
It's a it's not a movie. It's just a collection of scenes that happen to have the same actors in them.
well, it is part one of a four-part run of movies, so we are left on a cliffhanger. We don't have the full story.
And by the
There's
way, Gordon,
yes,
I will kill myself if you want us to do the other Tech War movies. Just letting
uh
you know now.
fuck, because I am gonna make us do them is the thing, but I don't want you to kill yourself.
It's the risk you have to take.
It's That's a real difficult position you're putting me in there, because I am gonna make us watch them is the thing. I realized too late, and like probably wouldn't have done this anyway because the other movies this month I did want us to do, but there was a part of me that was like, fuck, I should have done all four Tech War movies as my four movies for the month. I should
You
have just played that gambit.
you really should not. Like
I
it would be one thing to do like all of the Bandit movies in a month, but all the Tech War movies, no.
I think it's gonna happen at some point. We're gonna do the rest of them, but we'll see. We'll
I
see how this works.
I,
We
I
have
will
both we have both made enough threats to each other with movies that the other one doesn't want to do that I feel like I'm justified in deciding that we're gonna do the other Tech War movies.
God,
Honestly,
what's
what we could do probably at this point, if not like right away, but at some point in the future, we can do an all sequels month where it's all sequels to movies we have done. So we could do like Tech War, Tech Lords, and
Sharknado 4
well, yeah, one of the
or Sharknado 2 actually because we watched
yeah,
Sharknado 3.
right, or is it Witch Hunt? Is that the name of the Cast
Yes,
of Deadly
Witch Hunt.
Spell sequel? Like, I'm sure, and there's others that
A
I'm
Cheetah
not.
Girls movie.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities that we could do for a
13 Angry
retreads.
Men.
Obviously, Liz and Dick and someone else. I
And
didn't have a good
listen,
punchline to
Dick
that one.
versus Predator.
Yep. Uh, uh, yeah.
Oh, The Night Strangler. That's
Right.
a real one.
Yes. Yeah, that's one we could do. I don't have the list in front of me, but there's options. There's things we can do with that. So we will be revisiting Jake Cardigan. What a fucking
What a
character
dumbass
name.
name.
What a dumbass guy. Just like even more so than Vincent Rubio from uh, Anonymous Rex. Even more so than like what other good just like nothing protagonists have we had lately?
Like,
Uh,
the,
uh
like I wish we kept the fucking Mike character category at
yes,
Dennehy's because we've had a lot of dumbass Mike
we've
characters.
had two real, even more so than Captain Van Helsing from Dracula 3000, even more so than Ian Ziering from the Sharknado movies. This guy is nothing. This guy is an empty vessel of a plot type guy. But what a
Get, I was just gonna say, just give us the rundown, Gordon.
yeah. Let's
Let's
do the
get in.
rundown. we're doing TekWar, the original movie, directed by William Shatner, written by Alphonse Ruggiero Jr. and Westbrook Claridge, excuse me, based on the TekWar novels created by William Shatner, ghost written by Ron Goulart, not written by William Shatner. He just sort of had the idea and then was like, "Hey, you write a book about it." The movie
Wait, he didn't
stars.
even write these fucking books?
No, they were ghost written. They're his ideas. They're like
Oh my
credited to him, but he didn't
God.
actually write them. He
That's
like
that's
he
worse.
yeah, he came up with the structure of them, but didn't like write the actual prose. Yeah, the movie stars Greg Evigan, Eugene Clark, Tori Higginson, Ray Jewers, Ron Vaughn Flores, David Hemlin, Mark Murrah, Barry Morse, Sonja Smits, with a special appearance by Sheena Easton as War Bride and William Shatner as Bascom. Uh, Shatner is pulling triple duty on this one. He's directing, he's acting, he had the idea for the books.
It's
What a
probably ghost directed.
I no, this is very clearly like all Shatner's vision,
Okay, okay. Uh, and and when you're
which you
reading
can
out the
tell because
cast,
it's not good.
I mean, there's a lot of bad directors out there. He could have hired a different bad director to direct this, but
Yeah,
just
but
slap his name on it.
why go to the trouble? You already have one.
Anyway, when you were reading out the cast list, I was hoping that for some reason that you would just say William Shatner as himself. And it's even
I
though I
mean,
know he's not, but it's like
it might as well be. He is certainly in this movie as mysterious benefactor. But yeah, the movie was broadcast in the U.S. in syndication as part of Universal Television's Action Pack, which was a like syndicated block where they had a bunch of TV movies and TV series. That this was like the first. Yeah, this was the first movie of it, where they were like IP and properties that they wanted to like test the waters on. So it was like this, the Smokey and the Bandit movies that you were talking about, like Bandit Bandit and Bandit Goes Country. There
I
were
didn't
like
even think about those being related to Smoking the Bandit. That makes
they are,
so much more sense.
yeah, the Smokey and the Bandit spinoffs. The Kevin Sorbo Hercules series got its start there. That ended up spinning off into Xena Warrior Princess. There were 3 Midnight Run sequels that were made for TV as a part of this.
Oh my God.
Something called
I
Vanishing Sun, Knight Rider 2010, which we should do at some point. The Adventures of Captain Zoom in Outer Space, Beastmaster 3, The Eye of Braxis. There's some interesting things that were a part of this. A back-to-back action hour between Jack of All Trades and Cleopatra 2525. And TekWar. Yeah, all 4 TekWar movies and the ensuing season of television were all a part of this action pack programming block.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's bad. I don't like that.
But then also because it was an American Canadian co-production, each of the 4 movies aired a week or so later on CTV in Canada. Ended up getting picked up for the TV show on USA Network. It was canceled in June of 1995, and the rights were bought by the Sci-Fi Channel and started rebroadcasting later in 1995, including the 4 episodes that were never broadcast in the original run. There was a comic series at some point, I think before these movies, that was sort of like Shatner had the idea, he had the books made, and didn't like no studio wanted to make them into movies because they were too expensive. But then when he made the comic book, they were like, "Oh, we can make movies out of these."
We can make
So
these for cheap.
yeah, so there are TekWar comics out there that I kind of want to check out. There's a lot of lore. We will return to the well of TekWar, and we will do more research as we get on with it. But before we do, we'll talk about this one, TekWar from 1994, as opposed to the other 3 TekWar movies, also from 1994. Where to start?
There's an old woman that gets blown up.
Yeah, there is, but she's a robot. But yeah, there is. And there's a child that gets blown up, and he's also a robot. And there's another child that also gets blown up. She's also a robot. She gets blown up with the old lady in the first one.
It's like the I didn't totally understand why the old lady was getting blown up. I just know there was a threatening, bad seed looking child who was walking over to the old lady, and she wasn't running away, even though she seemed very scared of the child. And fucking, I was trying to remember the main guy's name, but I could only think of Vincent Rubio.
It's Jake Cardigan,
Oh,
Sweater
fuck
Man.
ass name, Jesus
It's
Christ.
it's so dumb. It's a really bad name, Shatner. I'm sure that was a Shatner original that
Anyway,
had to have been.
he's shooting the little girl.
He's not. He's trying to. His
Uh,
partner shoots the girl.
oh yeah. Uh, oh yeah, the partner shoots the girl and it just kind of like does the squibs off her chest but doesn't do anything. And Jake Cardigan has a fucking like laser gun that like knocks her down or like a force beam that like knocks her down, but she keeps getting up to get closer to the old lady who again, not running away, just letting all this happen.
Well, she turns to run away and has a very funny expression on her face as she turns away
Uh,
right before she gets grabbed in the leg and exploded.
no, I know, but it's like she doesn't do anything. She knows that there's this robot child trying to kill her, very
Well,
clearly
it's because it's
threatening.
all a setup because she's also a robot. Like that's the whole thing is at the end of that, like when the partner's in the hospital, it's like turns out the old lady was also an android. This was all a setup.
I know, but still, I get mad.
Yeah. I mean, you have every right to. It's TekWar.
I hate
Uh,
this fucking movie, Gordon.
it's not good. I had fun with it. This was what I wanted it to be, bad and at times very boring, and I didn't have to pay attention. And when it's silly, it's very silly.
I I will say though, like I did enjoy this more than like Anonymous Rex. Like it like I said, it's definitely like in between uh Net Force and Anonymous Rex in terms of how much I enjoyed it, which is still very low, but I enjoyed this more than Anonymous Rex. I had things I enjoyed about this.
Oh yeah, because this movie at the very least, you can give it that it leans harder into the sci-fi than
Oh
either of
yeah.
those two movies. Honestly, like Net Force, our biggest complaint about it, I mean, one of our biggest complaints about it was that it was like very, it didn't really integrate the sci-fi aspect of it into the story at all. Like it
Mhm.
was just sort of arbitrary every now and then.
I still think about the fucking like eye scanner that just had a bunch of like tech shit just poking out that would like totally stab your eye.
Oh man, Net Force, what a movie. But like this one, the sci-fi in it is very, I mean, it's not good. It's not good effects, but there's a lot of it. And
Mhm.
it's fun to just sort of like wash into it all and just sort of let it happen. There's a lot of really stupid stuff in this movie.
It's so stupid.
So the
I
premise of this for people
oh yeah,
that
you go ahead.
maybe haven't watched this movie because don't or do maybe I don't know. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to be out here. I'm not the spoil sport on this episode. Um, but Jake Cardigan is an ex FBI cop, some kind of something, who is awoken from cryo prison, 4 years into a 15-year sentence after allegedly being a dirty cop who was selling the drug TEK. And when his partners found out, like 7 partners all found out, and he allegedly assassinated them all and then overdosed on tech and forgot everything. And so then they put him in cryosleep for 15 years. But he gets woken up 4 years into his sentence and is trying to clear his name and stop the drug dealer and the bad guys. And a lot of other shit happens for the movie. And it's stupid. It's very stupid.
It's very stupid.
That's my
And
book report on TekWar.
I do want to say that like I do really like how the titular tech war is both like what you think it is, where it's like, oh, it's about like the dangers of future technology, but it's also just the war on drugs. And
Yeah,
I will also say I am proudly enlisting in the tech war on the side of tech.
exactly. We like do not really get any sort of idea as to what Tech is or does in this movie. Like, what is Tech's whole deal? What kind of drug is it? Like, it is ambiguous. But
It
I'm sure the sequels get in much more onto like what Tech does to your body and what it is and what the like it might as well not actually be a factor in this movie other than like they sort of allude to it alongside the murder stuff.
I really hope that the book or the books are like very Victor Hugo-esque, where it's like it just spends like an entire chapter going into the intricacies of tech and what
Of
it does.
like street level tech like sellers and all that and like what the
Hmm.
trade is for that.
Yeah.
um to start off at the very beginning when he gets woken up from his cryo sleep, which it's like the intro sequence alone, I was like, oh, this is what I want. It's bad CGI going through this like matrix grid. You have like electric guitar and like big orchestral like big band stuff together for this very 90s sort of faux sci-fi score. It was very silly and I was ready for it. um but he gets woken up and he's like, I need to find my wife and kid, my son. He's 11 years old. And like the lab tech is like, he was 11 when you underwent cryosubmersion. He's now 15. And then Jake Cardigan, smartest man alive, goes, 15? How long was I in? He was 11, now he's 15. How many years is that? What's going on, Doc? Tell it to me straight in English, please. How
I
many
mean,
years is that?
I would understand if like fucking cryo sleep fries your brain a little bit.
Yeah, but he seems like
I
the
know that's
present.
probably
Yeah,
not intentional,
it's
but
not. It's absolutely not. But it was a very fun. And then we go from there. I'm just going through my notes chronologically. There's like a very brief montage that's like fading between shots of him lying on the gurney to half sitting up on the gurney to sitting up on the gurney. Like we don't need a montage cut like fading between shots of him sitting up. It was of you cannot tell me this was not directed by William Shatner. This is this is all the hallmarks of that guy's whole deal.
I mean, he does like to repeat things.
Yep.
Uh,
Uh they keep saying mech as a slur, but it sounds like they're saying Mick, and he's just like taunting this robot cop for being Irish. Uh I'm not already at the point where I'm just running down my notes to find things to say. There are things to say about
I
this.
I do just I I did not catch a lot of this movie. I was mainly just sitting there baffled the whole time. Like
Yeah.
like I said, this didn't feel like a movie. It just felt like a a series of undecipherable scenes, and it's like I was struggling to maintain any idea of who anybody was. There's like three different women in this movie, and I have no idea. Like, I feel like they're all meant to be love interests, but also none of them are love interests. I don't
Well,
understand.
two of them are the same person.
What?
Because the one that gets blown up with the kid is the robot version of the daughter of the scientist who got abducted. And then at the end of the movie, when he goes into the bunker, that's the real woman that it's the robot version of, who we thought was dead, but it turns out is actually alive and in hiding.
I
So
hate
those
this
two are the
movie.
same person.
I hate this movie.
There's also his ex-wife who shows up for a scene to be like, hey, you called our kid and it really freaked him out. Don't do that. And then immediately that kid shows up and is like, hey, dad, come over here where I can definitely not blow you up. I'm not a robot. I'm not an assassin. And then it turns out he is. Uh,
I hate this movie. I hate this.
there's also his ex-girlfriend, Sheena Easton, as War Bride, the like forest punk revolutionary who's anti-tech. And I couldn't tell if they were saying anti-tech the drug or anti-technology, but they make out a little bit in front of the whole crowd, and then she's gone, and I don't think that character shows up again. at all in the rest of the movies or series, but she's there for a bit. Um, you know what's a great scene that's just sort of plopped down in the middle of this for no reason and doesn't really need to be there or make sense, but is great?
What scene?
Hockey robot. Hockey robot assassin. Because at some point, Jake Cardigan gets lured to a hockey rink, I guess, trying to find Amori or whatever his name is. Sakori? Hokori. Um, Sonny Hokori. The big bad who's maybe not even the big bad. It goes further up than him. Um, or he's trying to find someone else, maybe. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But he's in this ice rink. And then all of a sudden comes this hockey robot who's an assassin who like tries to kill him by there's like a line of like four hockey pucks just already preset on the ice that the hockey robot hits and hurls at him, and Jake Cardigan evades this masterful robot assassin by ducking four times, and then the hockey robot has no other attack. At one point he throws his stick at the robot girl to get her to drop her gun. And then Jake just sort of jumps on the back of the robot and they take it down like that, I guess. But there's a hockey puck robot assassin in this movie. And I feel like the people need to know.
The thing about this movie is that it feels like it's ripping off like Johnny Mnemonic or The Matrix or something, despite the fact that those came out well after this movie. And I just have it has to be ripping off
Oh, it's
something.
Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
This is William Shatner saw Blade Runner and thought I could do that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. No, it's Blade Runner and like some anime that someone described to William Shatner because he didn't watch it.
Blade Runner and Akira. There you go.
Yeah, sure. There's a VR wife at some point who shows up. Drug dealers. There's a guy with a curly mustache and like pince nez glasses who I don't know what his whole deal was, but he showed up a couple times and I took note of that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Another another thing
the
I wrote down is just in the future, everyone is non-binary. That's
oh
what I
yeah.
got from the fashion.
Yeah, the fashion in this is a sight to behold. They all dress like it's like the swing revival of the 90s stuck around for good. Like there's a lot of long colorful trench coats and piano ties and like there's the guy that's buying drugs at the beginning who has the long bleach blonde hair and like the forehead tattoo and the like flowy billowy shirt.
Oh
uh
God.
Actually, speaking of costumes, there's one extra in this that I had to rewind to make sure he showed up for the first time in the shot where I noticed him. Because there's a scene where Jake Cardigan and his partner go to like this outdoor mall plaza to meet Jake's ex-wife and her new boyfriend, husband, who was her boss and is like maybe involved in the whole scheme. I don't know. But they have this meeting. And then after he talks with his ex-wife about, hey, don't contact our son. He has a heart-to-heart with the robot girl love interest, who they have a connection, and then she sees the son that's a robot and is like, I love you, but I have to go explode myself. She goes and runs after the son and explodes. And it cuts to a shot of Jake and his partner, or Jake and his ex-wife, or someone reacting to the explosion. And right over Jake's shoulder, prominently featured in the shot, is an extra wearing a full Elvis costume. And I rewound to watch the rest of the scene. That's not an extra that has been there in the rest of the scene. He shows up in this one shot very prominently. This isn't a guy we've been tracking in the scene. He's just here right now and never again. There's an Elvis impersonator just like reacting to this explosion. Why is Elvis there? What?
In the future, they brought back Elvis.
Yeah, it's Elvis the real man,
It's Elvis, the
obviously.
real guy.
Elvis is real.
He's been in cryostasis this whole time.
There you go. Um, there's multiple scenes where he confronts Hakori that don't really amount to anything. There's one in like a factory yard where they've set up like a big like laser vaporizer, like wood chipper type machine to try and throw him in. I guess that doesn't work. Uh, they like at the very end when they've broken into his compound. There's a scene where he's on the scaffolding, and all of a sudden there's five Sonny Hikoris in front of him, all like, "Oh, shoot me! I'm the real one. I shoot me!" And they're all like acting very differently. One of them scared. One of them is like weirdly horny. And then he solves it by being like, well, what would the real Sonny Hikori do? He would try to shoot me in the back. And so he spins around and shoots Sonny Hikori with his not his technically non-lethal like force gun, and it knocks him back through a wall and he gets arrested. Uh but that was a thing I took note of, I guess. Nothing to add about it, but that's a scene that happened. The effects in this movie look very bad.
Very bad, but in a charming way.
Yes. Oh, a very charming way. Like it is the saving. If the effects were like a little bit better, this would be a much worse movie because there would be a lot less to hang on to. Like that's sort of the charm of it. That's what I wanted it to be, is bad sci-fi schlock, and it gave me everything. It gave me two different exploding mech assassin children. It gave me a hockey robot. It gave me like weird like portal glass window doors and CGI map masks and like VR wives and robot people and all this stuff. That's what I want out of this. It was bad. It's not good, but I liked it.
Which did you like more, Net Force or this?
This, yeah.
Okay.
For one, this movie is 90 minutes, so that helps.
Oh yeah, I forgot how long fucking Net
Net Force
Force.
is 3 hours.
Oh my God, that really was 3 hours long.
Yeah, I think I would rather watch. I mean, it goes without saying, I'd rather watch the TekWar sequels than watch Net Force again. But like, if there were Net Force sequels, I would rather watch these than those, even if those did hypothetically exist.
Okay. I mean,
Um,
but there's no fucking Cyber Christopherson in this.
there's not, but there wouldn't be in the sequels either because they got rid of him at the end of that movie.
I'm just saying, like in the comparison between this and Net Force, like
True.
nothing else.
Check my website. Why don't you go to my website?
God, what are we
Uh,
fucking doing here? What are we
I
doing here?
we're talking about Net Force, baby. No, we're not. We're talking about TekWar. Jesus, I got it. I that was on accident.
I
TekWar, Net Force. What else do I have to say?
I just want to say I am out of notes because outside of what I've said already, the two other notes I wrote down were just I can't follow anything with like 15 exclamation points, and then at my very last note was truly have no clue what is happening. So
Yeah.
I am lost.
So there's the android cop who is the one who's there that unfreezes him, who shows up at the end in the bunker and is like, ah, well, I'm bad secretly. And then there's a weird edit where like that cop robot puts his hand on something, like on a table. And then it cuts to a hand on a table doing something, and then another person in the background like being shocked. But it turns out that hand on the table is actually Jake Cardigan's hand flipping some switch that like electrifies the table, which then short circuits the cop. And then he's like, now you'll never know who reprogrammed my circuits. It wasn't Hikori. It goes up further than that. And Jake Cardigan goes, who? Who was it? And he uses his dying robot breath, I guess, to be like, too late. You'll have to guess. Like, even as he's dying, he's taunting him, like, hey, by the way, there's more shit you don't know. And even though I could help you, I won't.
This rage baiter robot.
Yeah, no, that guy rules. That guy is I wish there was more of him. Apparently, he gets revived later on in the series. I guess, according to Wikipedia. Um, no, you know who's the best part of this movie? The best character that I wanted more of, and is apparently more in the series, which I'm happy about. Probably, honestly, probably not a character you took much stock in because she's in one scene. But great character, beloved character. We need her back, Cowgirl.
Cowgirl.
The when they go very early on to like the the king of the cyber jocks to try to like track down his wife. There's the one guy who has like all the shit on him, all the like the vest of like mechanical stuff, and then there's his partner who's also a hacker named Cowgirl, who has a like a Texan accent, but like Texas by way of Canada, and she does some hacking and she says yeehaw, and uh, Cowgirl is very cool, and the YouTube comments were very high on Cowgirl. I did write down some YouTube comments from
Oh,
this.
please.
Uh, do you have anything else to say about the movie before we get into this? This is a real short episode. We can.
I think we're going to like extend it a little bit, not just with this segment that we're about to do, but also we do have
Oh
the
yes, we do
announcement
have
of
to.
next
Yes,
month's movies, which is
we
going
do
to
have
take a
to.
little bit.
Right. So I didn't write down nearly as many comments as I did on Still the Beaver, but there were some good ones. I just discovered this in 2021. Who needs the cinema when there's TekWar on YouTube? I loved reading the books from William Shatner's awesome imagination.
What?
What? I first experienced TekWar via the late 90s video game. It featured William Shatner live action cutscenes at the end of every mission. Then I learned the game was based on his books. Now I'm actually watching the movie for the first time, and then I see the Shat at 2704, four emojis with mouth open.
The Shat?
The Shat himself.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna do a thing with my inflection for this one where there's something that's in quotation marks. So just be ready for that. I caught this when it first came out, and it was really good then, and it is good now. Thanks.
What?
Trust is a two-way street, in quotation marks. Ain't that the truth, Jake? Ain't that the truth? This applies to my world of 2025 as well as your world, Jake. It's the name
That
drop of Jake twice in that one that really gets me.
that one reminds me of there's this one like screen cap of like a comment under a Family Guy clip, and it's like talking to the characters. It's like enough, Peter.
Yes,
It's like like
it's
you
exactly
don't
that.
have to like Lois's haircut, but women can have short hair. And Lois, you still shouldn't be mad at Peter just because he doesn't like your hair. He can have his own opinion too.
It's exactly that. Ain't that the truth, Peter? Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Well, I'm not sure what that was all about. Still, fun to watch these old films. Thanks. Colon dash parentheses for a smiley emoticon.
I wrote that one.
Yep. Writing, cinematography, acting, overall plot, dot, dot, dot. This whole thing is a great big mess. Imagine the talented people in Hollywood being passed up for projects while some asshole is in an office signing paychecks to Shatner for this garbage.
I'm glad that they weren't all positive.
Oh, yeah. This one, again, I'm going to do some inflection for some all caps. You'll just have to run with me. William Shatner, lol. That's great. Was canceled because too close to the truth.
What? Too close to the truth?
Too close to the truth.
Fuck that. Oh my.
Sorry, I just saw one up ahead that I'm gonna. Okay. Notice the sound effect? Still in use today, lol, beep.
No timestamp.
No
Just
time, just the sound
notice the
effect.
sound effect.
Notice the sound effect? Still in use today, lol, beep. Okay. This is basically about the war in heaven where they are trying to sell my soul.
What?
It's basically about the war in heaven, where they're trying to sell that guy's soul. Okay, this one I do need to
Oh,
send you
Lord.
the screenshot, just for context. Like, you have to see this one visually. Okay, why did Twitter new messages like this? Why is my chat disconnected? Okay, here we go. Um, okay, that's not what I wanted to click on. Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. Screenshot. Comment from 8 years ago from at James McKenzie 8271. Enjoyed the movie. Thanks. Comment from 6 years ago from James McKenzie 8271. Enjoyed the movie. Thanks. Comment from James McKenzie 8271 4 years ago. Enjoyed the movie. Thanks. Comment from James McKenzie 8271 2 years ago. Enjoyed the movie. Thanks.
What? Like, it feels like it has to be a bot because it's so perfectly spaced and it's the exact same message.
It
But at the
might
same
it
time,
might be just a glitch because
it
I
might
don't
just
know
be
how.
it
I
might be
don't
just
know.
an old guy who's just watching this movie and just has the same way he phrases his comments.
Maybe so. And the last
Although
one I wrote. Oh,
I'm just saying it's like the fact that it is the exact same like punctuation and like capitalization, like that does make me think it's like a bot or something, or like you said, just a glitch or whatever. But still, I hope it's real. I hope it's just one guy who did come back like every 2 years just to leave that comment again.
yeah. Um, and there were some other comments I didn't write down. There were again a lot of them that were very into Cowgirl, and as a character. More comments about her than any other character in the movie. Um,
That's crazy.
I imagine she had a bigger part in the series as like that people were just talking about it from there or from the other movies or whatever.
Or
But the
people are
last,
just horny.
maybe. I mean, it's not a particularly horny character, really.
You never know.
You never know. But the last one I did write down, quote, I consider mech an insult. Well, dot dot dot. That movie predicted the SJW mess, colon capital P.
Oh my God.
It predicted. It predicted the SJW mess. TekWar, the original movie. The original anti-woke movie.
Amazing.
Cause it's about a guy whose bitch wife divorced him because he was in prison for multiple homicide and drug running. And she took the kids, man.
What the fuck?
This movie's anti-woke.
This is truly the bastion of all right
Exactly.
thinking.
And it's good. It's a good movie. It is correct in all of its opinions, and I stand by it. TekWar for president.
I just looked up Cowgirl and I realized I remember seeing her in the movie, but it's just like I would not have gotten that her name was Cowgirl.
I mean, they do say it.
I
They do say it out loud in the movie.
You have
It's
to
not like you.
understand.
It's not like you have to intuit. Are you out here watching movies like, huh? I bet this character's name is so and so, and feeling vindicated
I
when you get it right. Like, how else would you? How else would you know that her character's name is Cowgirl?
I just mean that like I was at a point in this movie where it's like I just could not take in any information.
That's
And it's
like
like I was
15 minutes into the movie.
you don't understand, Gordon. You don't understand.
Okay,
It's
at first
hard out
I
here.
I did just also look up TekWar Cowgirl, and I thought at first that this was a like a an edit of a bunch of different photos of her, but it's just the actress in other roles,
Mhm.
including TekWar. It's not a full on Cowgirl not fan cam because it's a still image, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Collage, that's the word. Let's see. Cowgirl was a cyber jock. Now I'm on the TekWar wiki. which exists, there is nothing on the page for Cowgirl other than like a brief, like one sentence thing. Cyber Hunt. Oh, this is an episode of the show. Okay. How many pages? Oh, there are 17 pages on the TekWar wiki, and one of them is Cowgirl. What is the most recent edit on this wiki? When is this from? Can you find how where's a recent edits page gonna be? Come on. Ooh, there's a comment on some there's one like community post from August of this year that just says good episode dot 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 and links to the episode Cyber Hunt, which has a guy in the thumbnail that looks very faux Romulan and has like stickers on his face of like I don't even know what's going on there. What is the Jake Cardigan page on? Are you still there, Eliza?
I'm
Have
I'm
you
here.
left?
I'm here.
Okay.
I am looking at the TekWar wiki and I'm just kind of in awe at the I love the homepage of it because it
Yes.
has this little blurb about like this community was made to hold information about the TekWar novels, films, and television series, as well as the upcoming adult animated reboot series.
Whoa.
And then it's like we're a collaborative community website, so please click at the new page or edit button at the top of any page to get started, yada yada. And it has an important article section, which is clearly part of a template because they have not filled in any of these important articles things.
Whoa.
These are all just placeholders for a page about your topic, a main character, the first episode, an important location, a key event, a crucial item.
I think we need to take it upon ourselves to fully populate this TekWar wiki.
You
Let's
can take it upon yourself.
let's give it a fully thriving. Let's rival Wikipedia with how intensive our we'll have a page for each individual hockey puck. We'll have a page for the dog that barks at the bomb child and the dog's owner and the bomb child itself.
So
Each
Gordon,
weapon, each gun.
instead of that, which sounds like a very good idea that we should do,
Yes,
what we should
yes.
do is have a TekWar, where it's like you try to make the wiki readable and good, and I try to destroy it at every opportunity.
You're just deleting every page, just
No,
rolling
no,
back
it'll be
every
more
edit.
interesting than that. It'll be
Okay.
like me like adding like putting in random edits, changing pictures, things like that. Like, you know,
I think you should just do that on your own. I think you should just vandalize the wiki and just see what happens.
if what I should do is like for important articles, I should just like link other wikis.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's something for my own time, not for on episode content.
But you know what is for on episode content?
Our December movies.
Yeah.
So you you and I
What if we just cut it off there though? What if we didn't say them?
I will say you know that there's going to be a little something extra for one of these episodes. So I want to just run down the other four, then go to that one.
Yes.
Okay. So you do the rundown because I have the explanation for the other
Okay.
one.
So we're starting off. We wanted to, but they're all holiday movies. They're all Christmassy movies.
Of course.
And we wanted to start off with something animated. And so obviously we wanted to do something Rankin Bass. And because our cutoff is 40 minutes or longer, that did exclude a few of them. But we are starting off the month with Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Fred
Yay.
Astaire, Mickey Rooney, right? Is Santa Claus? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, it's a classic.
It
What are we gonna what like you don't need to be introduced to Santa Claus is Coming to Town. You know it.
I am so excited to talk about it because I get to rant about how iconic Jessica is. I think that's her
Yes.
name. Pretty sure that's her name.
Well, it's probably I guess not that iconic.
It's just like she has
Nicole
the my
Kidman puppet. We know what you mean. The Nicole Kidman puppet.
Yes, she has the song "My World is Beginning Today." It's iconic. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And then also the rest of the movie is just great. Like it's banger after banger, but not to spoil the episode, of
Yeah.
course.
Our next movie after that, we wanted to do a Hallmark movie because obviously. So we looked around to find something that was mildly interesting. And we landed on this movie from 2021 called Next Stop Christmas, which is a magic train ride into her hometown kind of thing. It has Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson in it, so it's a Back to the Future reunion, I guess. But we also wanted to limit ourselves to not a Lacey Chabert movie, which does cut down on a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies
She's in
because
so many.
the reason we didn't want to do a Lacey Chabert movie for that is because do you want to take this one
We're
at the
doing
very
Hot
least?
Frosty, people. For
Beeble,
December 16th, we're doing Hot Frosty.
nothing more to add.
No, it's Hot Frosty. What more do you need?
Yes. And then skip a week because I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
We are ending the year, our first year of the podcast, with
Yay.
a Soviet holiday movie. I think it's more of a New Year's Eve movie than a Christmas
Yes.
movie called The Irony of Fate or Enjoy Your Bath from 1975. That one's also 3 hours long, but we will not endure it. It seems to
Yeah.
be
It
people like it.
the reason I had encouraged us to do this one is because we wanted a good movie. Just like ensure that like the month begins and ends with good movies.
Yeah,
And this is genuinely like a well-regarded movie. However, I have not seen it, but something I it's been on my radar for a long time, and it's just like, hey, this is a good opportunity to do it.
yeah, and we have a guest on that one. Zeta Short is joining us once again to talk about that one.
The icon,
Yes,
and that'll ensure that the episode matches the length of the movie.
certainly. Yes. Um,
Anyway,
do you
so
want to tell us what our Christmas week
I
movie
will.
is?
So on December 23rd, which will be our Christmas episode, Gora and I have discussed, and we decided that for one of our traditions of this podcast is that for every Christmas week episode, we will do a Christmas Carol adaptation because that's something I am very familiar with. I
Very.
have very familiar with. I have made a point of watching a bunch of different adaptations of the Christmas Carol each year. I have seen over 125, maybe even 130 at this point, which is way too many for any one person to endure. But
Correct.
uh and so in terms of like what we're going to do for this episode, I didn't know which one I wanted to pick. It could be like just a standard adaptation of the story. It could be something that follows the same plot but like rethemes it, or it could be something that's just like completely off the walls and wacky. And so I have picked one of each of those categories here, but I won't tell you which is which. I will give you three options though. Uh,
Okay.
I so you can either pick one, the most popular adaptation on Letterboxd that is also a TV movie. You could pick two, the highest rated adaptation on Letterboxd, or three, you can pick my favorite adaptation on Letterboxd.
Ooh. Now those are three very interesting metrics you give me as options.
And keep in mind, like these are like the most popular TV movie adaptation, not
Yes.
just overall, because of course the
I
theatrical movies are more popular and better.
I feel like more popular is the that's the trick here because that could just be very recent and not good. I think that's the one you're sort of tricking me with. I am gonna say I'll go highest rated.
You'll go highest rated. You don't want to know my favorite one.
I mean, I want to know, but I will for now. I'll go with highest rated.
So that means for December 23rd, we are going to be covering the Blackadder Christmas Carol,
Okay,
which, if you don't know out there, Blackadder is this popular British is sitcom the right word?
it's yeah,
Yeah,
it is
and it's like the show, like each series of it is set in a different time period with about this guy Blackadder who's a piece of shit, and it's like it's about his all his family members over the ages, and And for this Blackadder Christmas Carol, it's about like Ebenezer Blackadder, I think it is.
That would
And
make sense given the whole thing of it.
exactly. And so it's a fun little time. And so the other two, the most popular adaptation was the George C. Scott A Christmas Carol, which
Okay,
is
so that was okay.
very standard. Like
Yeah.
I was hoping that it might be the Patrick Stewart version would be the most popular, but it's not. It's George C. Scott. Uh, and then for my favorite adaptation, it is Ghosts of Christmas Always, which is it's one of those. If you know the movie Spirited, it's kind of like that, where it's like, oh, it's like the the ghosting of people is like something that happens every year, and so this is about one time in the future where it's like, oh, this girl who's Ghost of Christmas Present, she she's like a dead person, but it revisits her hometown from when she was alive, and then a guy sees her who when he shouldn't be able to see her, and then next year he's the guy they're supposed to be Scrooging, and it's like it's a whole wacky thing, genuinely like weirdly emotional and good, but also super silly in like a way I really love. It has this reverence for like other Christmas Carol adaptations that I also like appreciate. It's like, oh, this is made by a person who like, knows these movies, like actually knows it. Like it has I'll stop. I'll stop. I don't need to be talking more about this. Anyway, Blackadder Christmas Carol, December 23rd.
We're
Be
doing
there
it.
or be square.
Yep.
Is that it? Should I end it?
TekWar.